Rain Dalrymple, thank you so much for, as always, taking time out of your day to spend with me on our podcast. This is a little bit of a trailer about who we are and what our podcast is all about. So, to kick us off, Rain is going to tell us a little bit about who she is.
Well, good morning and good afternoon, wherever you're listening from. And thank you so much, Stefan, for that beautiful intro. Um, to tell you a little bit about myself, I have been in education, supporting and empowering people in life skills for, like I say, approximately 20 plus years. And I worked with a lot of different genres of people, corporate as well as individually. And this last number of years has brought me further and further into more of a spiritual dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've written my book, as a lot of you know. It's been out now for about 3 or 4 months, and so it's my first published book called Sight Beyond Sight. And basically, the book describes a lot about where I am now or where I've been and all of the experiences I've had in my life. And it actually merges the practical with the spiritual. So it really gives a nice bird's eye view of what can go on in our lives, right? All
Mm-hmm.
of the ins and outs and the challenges that we can have, but how we can come out of it. So basically, triumph over tragedy perspective. And, I
Brilliant.
share a lot of stories about angelic encounters I've had and, guidance and saving situations, such as,
Mm-hmm.
an accident perhaps that I've almost, encountered and my life was saved and those sorts of things that happen to a lot of us. So in a nutshell, now, that brings us to now. What am I doing? Of course, we're doing podcasts and, I'm a content creator, author, and empowerment coach as well.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for sharing that short bio. And as many of you will notice as you go through our podcast, a lot of our personal experiences are carried through in the discussions that we have on on the various topics. A little bit about me. My name is Stefan Hoffman. I spent many years in corporate, and it is definitely something that I quite enjoy doing. But right, probably about a year before the pandemic hit, I really decided that I needed to get deeper into my esoteric studies. And that in turn led me just to reconnect with certain talents and abilities and insights that I had pushed aside in favor of more quote unquote real world wisdom. And it was actually because of that that I got involved in various different, I suppose, jobs and workings and that sort of thing, offering life coaching as well as breakthrough coaching for some of my clients. And in turn, starting to work on the Wellness Lifestyle Conference, which is where I actually met Rain. And that was when we decided that we'd really clicked and that we should get started on this podcast where we could share our personal insights. And I think one of the most beautiful things, Rain, if I may share this with our listeners, is that we both identify as Christian, but at the same time, highly spiritual.
Yes.
And it's from that perspective that we approach the topics that we share with our listeners. I think it's safe to say that our mission is one of enlightenment and just to help people to really navigate the dark times that everybody is kind of going through. Would you agree with that, Rain?
Well, absolutely. We, through our own challenges and difficulties, we are coming to a place of awakening within ourselves, in that deep
Mm,
internal part of who we are. And by going through those experiences ourselves as individuals, we grow and we learn and we come to have wisdom and understanding, and we want to share that with our listeners, of course.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, we hope that you enjoy the discussions that Ray and myself have. And should you want to reach out to us, you'll notice that our contact details are in the bio description for this channel, whether that's on YouTube or if you're catching this through one of our links on our various podcast distribution channels. Stay with us. I can assure you that the ride is going to be wild and quite entertaining at times.